Welcome to our latest video where we explore the significant changes to Canada's immigration policies that may force millions to leave the country in 2025. The Canadian government has introduced new rules that aim to reduce the temporary resident population and prioritize in Canada applicants. But what does this mean for the millions of foreign nationals living and working in Canada? In this video, we'll delve into the details of Canada's new immigration policies and examine the impact on individuals, families, and communities. From permit expirations to residency requirements, we'll break down the key changes and what they mean for those affected. Join us as we explore the future of immigration in Canada. 1. Canada's new immigration policies prioritize economic immigration, aiming to attract highly skilled workers to support the country's economic growth. The government plans to reduce the number of new permanent residents admitted through economic immigration programs from 217,000 in 2023 to 190,000 in 2025. Despite this reduction, economic immigration will remain a crucial component of Canada's immigration strategy, with a focus on addressing labour shortages and supporting businesses in various sectors. The government will also introduce new programs and streams to facilitate the entry of highly skilled workers, entrepreneurs, and innovators. Additionally, the policies will emphasize the importance of language proficiency, education, and work experience in the selection process for economic immigrants. By prioritizing economic immigration, Canada aims to create a more sustainable and effective immigration system that supports the country's economic prosperity. 2. Canada's new immigration policies have introduced significant restrictions on family reunification. Under the updated rules, the definition of family member has been narrowed, making it more challenging for individuals to sponsor their loved ones. Specifically, the new policies prioritize the reunification of immediate family members, such as spouses, common-law partners, and dependent children. Extended family members, including parents, grandparents, and siblings, may face increased difficulties in obtaining sponsorship. The restrictions on family reunification have sparked concerns among immigrant communities and advocacy groups. Critics argue that the changes will lead to prolonged family separations and emotional distress. Furthermore, the narrowed definition of family member may disproportionately affect certain cultural and ethnic groups that place a strong emphasis on extended family ties. As a result, many individuals may be forced to reconsider their decision to immigrate to Canada or seek alternative pathways to reunite with their loved ones. 3. The Canadian government has introduced tighter border security and deportation measures as part of its new immigration policies. These measures aim to ensure that individuals who are in Canada without proper documentation or who have overstayed their visas are identified and removed from the country. To achieve this, the government has increased funding for border security and has implemented new technologies to enhance surveillance and detection. The government has also expanded its deportation measures, allowing for the removal of individuals who pose a risk to public safety or who have been convicted of serious crimes. Additionally, the government has introduced new rules making it easier to deport individuals who have made false representations or concealed material facts in their immigration applications. These measures are designed to protect the integrity of Canada's immigration system. 4. The Canadian government has introduced stricter asylum and refugee policies, aiming to reduce the number of asylum seekers and prioritize those who come through official channels. One key change is the expansion of the Safe Third Country Agreement, which allows Canada to turn back asylum seekers who have already applied for refugee status in the United States. This move is expected to significantly reduce the number of asylum claims made at unofficial border crossings. Another significant change is the introduction of stricter eligibility criteria for asylum seekers. Applicants will now be required to demonstrate a higher level of persecution or risk in their home country in order to qualify for refugee status. Additionally, the government has increased funding for border security and enforcement measures, including the hiring of more border officers and the use of advanced technology to monitor border crossings. These changes have sparked controversy among refugee advocates, who argue that they will put vulnerable individuals at risk and undermine Canada's reputation as a welcoming and compassionate country. 5. Canada's new immigration policies have introduced more stringent higher educational and language requirements, making it more challenging for foreign nationals to qualify for permanent residency. Effective 2025, applicants must possess a minimum of a bachelor's degree or higher from a recognized Canadian institution or its foreign equivalent. Additionally, language proficiency requirements have been heightened, with applicants needing to demonstrate advanced language skills in English or French, with a minimum Canadian language benchmark (CLB) score of 7. These enhanced educational and language requirements aim to ensure that newcomers possess the necessary skills and competences to integrate successfully into Canada's workforce and society. However, critics argue that these changes may disproportionately affect certain groups, such as international students and foreign workers, who may not meet the new requirements. As a result, many individuals may be forced to leave Canada or explore alternative immigration pathways. 6. The Canadian government has introduced significant changes to its immigration policies, including the limitation of temporary work permits. As of 2025, temporary foreign workers will only be allowed to stay in Canada for a maximum of 2 years, after which they will be required to leave the country for at least 4 years before being eligible to return. This change aims to prevent temporary foreign workers from becoming a permanent fixture in the Canadian workforce. Additionally, the government has also introduced a cap on the number of temporary foreign workers that can be hired by a single employer. This cap is set at 10% of the employer's workforce, with some exceptions for certain industries. These changes aim to strike a balance between meeting Canada's labour needs and protecting the jobs of Canadian citizens and permanent residents.